सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us at this moment around the world in 543 places in 118 cities in 27 countries. Apart from that, 6 cities are sitting in video conferencing, two-way connection with us, having Nayana Diksha, Ohio, Malaysia, Phoenix, San Jose, Los Angeles, Seattle. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. Los Angeles has Vibhuti on the Padakas, and more Vibhuti will come now. Blessings. I am seeing every day at least 2-3 places Vibhuti has started materializing. Yesterday I was trying some 9-8 places at a time. I think when the internet is overloaded, how it crashes, like that it got overloaded. That is why it was a little struggling. I'll pick up some 3-4 and train. Actually, it is just a science, you see. It's like a receiver. Preparing those receivers is a big job. It's like any amount I can send, but the receivers needed to be prepared. It's almost like they need to upgrade their whole system. So, I love to work with every receiver to upgrade them, remove all the virus and make them compatible for the high-speed internet connection. Almost all these things needs to be done. The same, just like internet only, this also. All right, we'll pick up few. It is very easy to send to Padakas, because they don't have logic. It's just a matter, you see. It is just a matter which doesn't have logic and which doesn't resist. And especially when it is energized, it is simply like my representative. My representative is there and it's very easy. But to a person who has a logic, sending it will be little, means his whole logic has to be purified and made to receive, receptive. That's why it takes a little time, but I have decided before this Guru Purnima, July 25th, at least 25 people will be initiated into receiving or the teleported materials like a Vibhuti or Lingam or any material. And July 25th, Guru Purnima, we will have a public demonstration to the media on the science of teleportation. We will have a full-fledged public demonstration to the international media under the controlled conditions. All the people who are going to receive Vibhuti will be monitored by scientists, and person who is going to send me, I also will be monitored by the scientists, and we will prove it scientifically, the science of teleportation. And not only that, I will make this science available to the world as a clear curriculum, as a syllabus. Like now, I have made the levitation as a clear science, curriculum. I can assure anybody comes and sits in the inner awakening for 21 days, will levitate, guarantee. This time onwards you will see it is a guaranteed experience. It is not like you may not know. We have mastered the science. We have mastered the science of reproducing that experience. Not only few people can experience. Anybody who sits the 21 days, goes through, will experience levitation. We have mastered the science. Same way, I'll make this, I think by December Inner Awakening, I'll make this teleporting as a clear science which anybody will be able to receive it. Anybody will be able to receive it. And already I am training some 15-20 of the ashramites. I am sitting with them, training them not only to receive and teleport, even to send. Even to send. I just wanted some yogis, some at least few thousand yogis, to learn this science in a very systematic way and share it with the world. And it is all just to inspire you, make you have Shraddha for Shastra Pramana. Understand? I wanted all of you to know, especially people who receive Vibhuti in their hands or in their house Padakas, or who are part of this teleporting science or who are experiencing levitation. Do not allow this to lead to ego. No. Don't allow this to expand or make you arrogant. Expand your ego or make you arrogant. Then it becomes like an elephant goes to take bath in the river, but finally that fool gets into some mud and dumps the mud on his own head and comes out more dirty. Then he went inside the water. He went inside the water to clean himself, but finally instead of pouring water on his head, he poured sludge and dust on his head and came out. Don't become like that. Be very clear. Do not use your spiritual experiences to improve your or to expand your ego. No. Talk always about your spiritual experiences with a lot of humbleness and respect to that experience and the transformation it created on you. Understand? Share this with the world to tell, because of this Vibhuti materializing in your hand, you have more Shraddha, more sincerity to the Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana. You have more sincerity towards the science of enlightenment. Otherwise, what is the use? Padakas Vibhuti is coming true. If it inspires you to become more sincere to the ideology of enlightenment, it is great. Otherwise, what is the use? Nothing. I can give you Vibhuti from here, packet after packet. What is the use? Or so much can be given from the bag. That is not a big thing. That is not something big. So understand, all these things should be used to inspire you and others towards the Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana for transformation of your life, for the sake of enlightenment. Otherwise, it becomes more or less like a magician shop. No, I am not interested in it. Again and again I wanted to remind. If I materialize once, I wanted to remind you twice, so that we don't lose track of my avataric mission. My avataric mission is not making Vibhuti come everywhere. Then I can sit in the Akshardham itself or the place where I reside and all right, come on, Vibhuti shower. Then there can be a big cyclone and everywhere Vibhuti will come. What is the use? Just send one cyclone, that will make Vibhuti appear everywhere. So that is not my avataric mission. My avataric mission is to transform you and make you enlightened. So understand, it's for enlightenment, this whole thing, not for anything else. Once in a while, okay, kind of a proof for what we are talking. This Patanjali goes on talking about different samyamas. Today is a very powerful samyama. I'll enter into the sutra. He goes on talking. Sometimes mind tends to think, who knows? Patanjali also maybe one more crazy guy wrote something and left it, and who even knows whether Patanjali existed at all or not. Some 10-12 people, they would have written some nonsense and it all got compiled and became a book. Later on somebody picked it up and translating it, spreading, who knows. People can have doubts. And another one thing, maybe Patanjali is true and what he wrote is true, but it will work only 5,000 years before in those days, may not be now. All these kind of doubts can be there. So to remove that, only these few miracles, these few siddhis. Through this I wanted to give 4-5 statements. 1, Patanjali is true. Second, his teachings are practical. Third, I am experienced his teachings in my life through my mentors and acharyas and gurus. Fourth, I can reproduce that experience in you. Fifth, I am doing it. That's all. Understand? These are the 5 statements I want to give through this teleporting, materialization, levitation, Kundalini awakening and all that. So, that's it. Let me enter into today's sutra. Subject, today's subject is awaken your supernatural powers. Sutra, let me enter into the sutra. It is the 143rd sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutras and chapter 3rd, 37th sutra. Tata pratipa shravana vedana adarsha asvada varta jayante. Please understand. Let me repeat the sutra once more. Tata pratipa pratipa shravana vedana adarsha asvada varta jayante. Swami Vivekananda translates as, from that arises the knowledge of supernatural hearing, touching, seeing, tasting and smelling, which belong to Pradipa. Swami Prabhavananda translates as, hence one gains the knowledge due to spontaneous enlightenment and obtains supernatural powers of hearing, touch, sight and smell. Swami Sachidananda translates as, from this knowledge arises the supernatural hearing, touching, seeing, tasting and smelling through spontaneous intuition. Bhagavan Osho translates this as, from this follows intuitional hearing, touching, seeing, tasting and smelling. Let me enter into the sutra. Patanjali takes us one step deeper. He is giving us the technique to achieve the extraordinary powers like a able to see anything, able to hear anything, able to taste anything, able to touch anything, able to smell anything at any time, existed at any space and time. Understand? It's almost like a making you as Ishvara. This sutra is a direct technique for Ishitva. Please understand. Patanjali is now taking us to the last Siddhi, 8th Siddhi. He has spoken about all different samyamas. He is almost leading us to the enlightenment. But almost, not exactly. He is taking us to the last Siddhi. It's called Ishitva. You need to understand the technicality of the Ishitva. Ishitva is a last step from where you can decide to become one with the cosmos and be enlightened, or sit in the, it's almost like a doorstep. You can sit there and play with all the powers and do some show to the world and disappear into enlightenment. But usually there is no danger of falling down from that place. Means like again becoming a bound personality. Bandha jiva, ordinary bound jiva. There's no possibility. It's almost like a non-return zone. Non-return zone. Understand? If you understand the technicality of the Ishitva, it will really help you to experience these extraordinary powers, to take conscious decision about right or wrong when these powers are happening to you. Please understand. If you are with a normal guru who only goes on, talks about all these things, you don't need to worry about these two technical subjects. You can think, when am I going to reach the Ishitva and I'll forget about it? Why should I bother about all these things? You can just forget about it. But you are with a master who shows you the experiences. So, you need to know the technicality. If you are with a master who is only going to talk about USA and never going to lead you there, give you the experience of that country, you don't need to bother about the GPS of USA. Indian GPS is more than enough. He is only going to talk about US GPS. He himself has not gone. When is he going to take me? Why should I bother about the US GPS? You don't need to bother. But you are with a man, not only who knows the country he is talking, who knows the space he is talking, who has a private jet to take you any number at any time, by will. So you need to know the technicalities of that space's GPS. The technicality of the Ishwaratva. You will not fall down and become a normal man, but you will not merge into Samadhi if you are stuck in Ishwaratva. Understand? A person who has merged into Samadhi, cosmos chooses his body and plays the drama, then he is an incarnation. But if he himself retains the will, the last trace of will, he can play with all these powers, but will not fall into Samadhi, ultimate Samadhi. Next sutra is about that. When I come to the next sutra, I will explain very detailed way how it does not let you fall into Samadhi. So now you have the conscious choice. One more thing. You don't need to be afraid of being Ishwaratva. Same way, you don't need to be greedy of being in Ishwaratva. For example, if you are afraid of being in Ishwaratva, one big problem is you never work to achieve those higher powers or towards enlightenment. I have seen some people being afraid of these extraordinary powers, thinking that it will not allow them to become enlightened. They do not do any practice. They will do any 1 or 2 practice when they see some extraordinary happening, like a power or experience, they will get frightened and say, oh God, this is all not required for me. Forget about it. No enlightenment, no God. Relax and let me eat my fish, mach, mishti, tamak. That's a Bengal's normal life. Mach, mishti, tamak means the fish, sweet and tobacco. It is like a phrase for a normal life. Come on, let me hold on to my fish and sweet and tobacco. Let me live with my mundane life. No need for higher experiences. People get stuck like that. That is also wrong. Same way, if you are greedy of this Ishwaratva, the problem is you will not fall into enlightenment. That is the another one problem. Then you may ask, what should we do then? Practice all these things. When Ishwaratva comes, surrender that to Ishvara himself. Surrender that power to Ishvara himself, to the cosmos itself. Say that, all right, these all are happening in me. I am neither afraid of it nor greedy about it. I am putting it at your feet. If you want, do it through my body. Otherwise, it's okay. Relax into samadhi. Understand? Taking it lightly. That is the right attitude. Neither fear nor greed about this Ishwaratva should be maintained. If you have greed for the Ishwaratva, it will be such a big obstacle for enlightenment. You will be a bandha jiva, bound person. If you are afraid of Ishwaratva, again you will not go into the depth and become enlightened. It is like a doorstep. If you are afraid of doorstep, you will never go there. So you will never go out and be enlightened, be in the open space. If you are greedy of doorstep, again you will be sitting in the doorstep. You will not go out and experience the free space. Neither be greedy nor be afraid of this Ishwaratva. This all happens during the process. Understand? The technical term in this sutra is again Pradipa. Patanjali uses the same samyama second time only in this sutra. No other sutra speaks of same samyama again. Patanjali is a highly intelligent guy. He doesn't waste words. He's a straightforward guy. He doesn't waste words. He doesn't mince words. Sacred secret in the sutra is use Pradipa to awaken the extraordinary powers like able to see anything you want anywhere, able to smell anything you want anywhere, happened at any time and space. I can exactly tell you when the Meenakshi's marriage happened, how the smell of the room was, how the havan was happening, what was the smell of all those herbs, and what was the smell of the flowers, what was the smell of the flower she was wearing. I can tell you exactly the whole scene. I'll describe on Chitra Purnima day. We are going to have the Meenakshi marriage here, festival. Like how I described the Vyasa and Shankara's debate on Brahma Sutra, same way I'll describe. This time Chitra Purnima we are going to celebrate in Tiruvannamalai as the 4th anniversary of the Tiruvannamalai Dhyanapeetham inauguration. We will have the Brahmotsavam in Bidadi. All of you should be aware, especially all the temples. This year onwards we will have one more additional Brahmotsavam for Meenakshi. Especially San Jose should celebrate this Brahmotsavam. It's a Meenakshi Tirukkalyanam, Meenakshi's Brahmotsavam for marriage festival. So during this Brahmotsavam, all 10 days Kumkum will come from the Padakas. Meenakshi's presence will be there. So I can exactly describe how the room smelled, the hall smelled when the Meenakshi's marriage happened. The ability to smell anything happened at any time, any space. An ability to touch anything, anywhere. Ability to see anything from anywhere, happened at any time and space. Ability to hear anything from anywhere. Ability to touch anything from anywhere. Ability to smell anything from anywhere. Ability to taste anything from anywhere. These extraordinary capabilities can be happening in you with this Pradeepa Samyama. I'll give you the exact secret, the sacred secret, the technique. The same technique which I gave you last time on mirroring, do it on every sense individually. For example, if you want the Pradeepa Samyama on the eyes, feel eyes are the mirror. Anything you are seeing is just mirroring. If you want to feel, if you want to do the Samyama on the smelling, just feel your nose is the mirror. Any smell you experience is just mirroring. If you want to experience the Samyama of the touch, just feel your whole touch experience is mirror. And any touch you experience is just mirrored. The touch, loving touch, or touch by with anger, being beaten, pain, or anything. Just see, you are mirroring it. Taste. For next 11 days, feel your tongue is like a mirror. All the taste you experience in your tongue is mirroring. It's all just coming and going. You are mirroring. If the salt is put in your mouth, oh, salt quality is being mirrored. If the sugar is put in the mouth, oh, sugar quality is being mirrored. If the sour is put in your mouth, oh, sour quality is being mirrored. If the neem is put in your mouth, oh, neem quality is being mirrored. Be a witness for anything happening in your tongue. I tell you, 11 days. Actually, 11 days is enough for any samyama for you to win. A normal man who has so much of mood swings and diversions, 11 days is enough. You are not that bad as you think. No, really. You are constantly being depressed, put into depression by the so-called yogi saying 12 years you have to practice any samyama, only then you will have result. Who wants 12 years? By that time you will even forget what for you started the samyama. 11 days is enough, and understand, I am giving you the sacred secret, exact key. So 11 days is more than enough for you. Just do it sincerely, that's all, nothing else. But don't try to practice all 5 samyama at a time. No. Take one set of 11 days and do one samyama. Like Pradipa with eyes, Pradipatva with tongue, Pradipatva with your nose, Pradipatva with your ears, mirroring with eyes, mirroring with ears, mirroring with nose, mirroring with the tongue, mirroring with the touch. But only one. Take up any one and practice that samyama for 11 days. You will see the new door opens and you start experiencing the extraordinary powers and capabilities. I can describe the scene exactly when the Siddha, the Ellam Valla Siddhar in Chokkanatha, Shiva came down as Ellam Valla Siddhar in Madurai and fed sugar cane to the stone elephant. I can tell you exactly where the elephant was and where the Siddha was standing and where the king was standing, what dress he was wearing. You may think, oh, there is no reference, so anything he says we have to believe. All right, I'll train some of you guys into this samyama, into this pradipa, and I'll pen down the whole scene and seal it in cover and make some of you guys also experience that samyama and ask you guys to pen down, it will match. This way I'll prove. I'll work on this way. Now through this way you can understand, once the pradibha of eyes happens, you can see anything, anywhere, happened at any time and any space. Shiva himself does some siddhis like this, just to inspire people towards the enlightenment science. Just a casual leela. There is a beautiful description how the Siddha comes and Shiva comes and plays different leelas. It's all just to tell the world the power of samyama and inspire you all to have more and more deeper and deeper trust, Shraddha towards the Shastra, towards the science of enlightenment. கல்யாணைக்கு கரும்பூட்டி கருக்குருவிக்கு உபதேசித்து நாரைக்கு ஞானந்தந்து பன்றிக்குட்டிக்கு பால் கொடுத்து பிட்டுக்கு மண் சுமந்து பிரபல லீலையெல்லாம் செய்வதும் சுத்த சிவ தேஜோமயத்தின் சுகானந்த பொருளை சித்தமறியா மூடர்க்கும் சித்தியாய் விளக்கவே. If I translate, it's a poetic, it's not even a verse, it is a prose only, written in a poetic way. The explanations of the Leelas Shiva did in Mathura, in the South Madurai. North Mathura is the place of Krishna, South Mathura is the place of Shiva and Devi. Now the few lines which I repeated is a prose from a book which describes all the Shiva's Leela. He comes down and does so many Leelas just to make people understand who has a chitta, ordinary mind, that siddhi is possible. The extraordinary siddhi is possible. We will create a beautiful Samyama University in Biddi. We will make a place where all yogic things are made available for people to practice and experience the different samyamas, guide them into different samyamas. So much can be done with these powers of samyama. People can experience and live these great truths. So understand this sacred secret. Mirroring on any one sense continuously for 11 days awakens capacities to see, smell, taste, touch, the extraordinary capacities of that senses, which leads you to experience Ishwaratva, which is the experience of Ishwaratva. I bless you all who are sitting with us at this moment in 728 places, in 229 cities, in 30 countries. Let you all achieve, experience, live, radiate, express and share the eternal bliss, Nityananda.
My trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no more strife. Can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you. Nothing will compare, I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion, your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda, my life's become a meditation. Ever since we had a deep connection, Nityananda.